What's going on, everybody? It's your boy JD back with another NBA 2K23 build for you. And you guys have been showing a lot of support on the channel lately with these builds and things like that, especially most recently the Jimmy Buckets build that I showed you. I'll leave a link to that at the end of the video if you want to see that Jimmy creation. But I'm kind of enjoying putting together these playoff, player builds and everything for you. So today, nothing different. I'm going to bring you Anthony Davis's exact build, or is pretty dang close anyway, to the build he has in NBA 2K23. So we'll get into that. Also, if you want the face creation for Anthony Davis, I'll leave a card for that at the end of this video. Go ahead and check that out. I think it's a pretty solid face creation and does Anthony Davis justice. As you can see, I have it here on this player. So without further ado, let's get into the build itself. Obviously, we're going to go the center position. We're going to go right-handed and jersey number 3, just like AD. Now, he's listed at 6'10", 253, and just because it's 2K, and in order to get the speed and a couple of the attributes we need, we're going to drop the weight down to 233, so we're still going to have, a pretty nice setup here. We're going to go defined. I think that's a pretty good setup for him. Now, going through AD's exact stats, he has a 97 on his close shot. We're not going to be able to get up quite that high and maintain everything, so I have it at a 75. That still might be a little low, but I think it will serve purpose for what we're trying to do on this build. He has an 85 driving layup. I'm going to go 84 on this one, so one tick less, just because, as you can see, the 84 gives you that gold acrobat, and you really don't gain anything. You don't get an extra badge point or anything else going to 85, so we're going to leave that right there at 84. For the driving dunk, he has an 88 driving dunk. We are going to go 86 on this one. As you see, you don't gain anything by going all the way up to 88, and with 86 you're still going to have the limitless takeoff on gold, which is what we're looking for. And on this particular build, being 6'10", it's going to be a tier 2, which obviously is going to be nice to have. For the standing dunk, he has a 90 standing dunk, so we're going to go right there with a 90 standing dunk. That's going to give you access to all of the big man contact dunks and everything like that. It's also going to give you the gold rise up as well to go with your silver fast twitch. And then lastly, for the finishing on the post control, he has an 86. We're going to go 80 on the post control, so you're going to have a real nice array of the inside post type badges and everything like that. Gold drop stepper, gold back down punisher, the Hall of Fame post spin technician. So really nice all around setup. You're going to have 23 finishing badges on here, so you're going to have more than enough to be able to get your tier 3s here. And if you're running like dual cores, if you want to go that route, you'll be able to have all of these set up nicely. It's really completely up to you how you want to do that with your cores and everything, but you won't need to add any additional badges in here. Moving down to the shooting, AD is a really nice mid-range shooter, so we're going to take his mid-range. In the game, it's set up at 79, but as you know, you don't really need that high of a mid-range, so what we're going to do is we're going to go 73. As you can see, what that'll do is get you an extra badge point, and will also give you the gold midi magician. So I think that's a really nice setup for the way AD has his mid-range setup, his shooting, everything like that. Down at the 3 ball, he has a 73 ball, so we're gonna go right there. We're gonna give him a 73 ball, just enough to probably hit some shots. Might not be super consistent, but there's been plenty of people to show you that even with a 73 ball in this game that you can be consistent enough. Moving down to the free throw, he has an 80 free throw. I'm going to put it at 74. That's going to be more than enough in this game to hit your free throws consistently. So you're going to have 14 shooting badges. Like I said, you're going to have that gold midi magician. You're going to have the gold space creator. Silver claymore for being a spot up, which is obviously going to come in handy on this build. Your tier 2s, you're going to have your agent 3 on bronze. Go along with your silver green machine. And then down here, you won't have limitless range on this. For this type of build, I think you're going to probably be shooting like mostly out of the corner if you're going to be shooting 3-pointers and stuff like that. But if you want to add an additional badge point on here and get that 15, you could put catch and shoot on bronze, and then once you core that, you could put your bronze blinders and get both of your tier 3s on there. So I would suggest of your additional badge points putting at least one here so you can have that 15 shooting and be able to get these 2 tier 3s. Moving down to the playmaking, 80 has a 60 pass accuracy. That's probably a little low, but in the game he has a 60, so we're going to put it right there. He also in NBA 2K23 has a 75 ball handle, so we're also going to mimic that and go right there on the ball handle at 75. That's going to give you access to a couple extra dribble animations and things like that, so have a nice little setup there. And then his speed with balls listed at a 67, so again we're going to go right to that threshold. That's also going to get you an extra playmaking badge. As far as your playmaking goes, you have the silver hyperdrive. You're going to have some of these other ball handling type builds, your clamp breaker, killer combos, and handles for days all on bronze here. As you see, there's really no requirements for those, but even with that 75 ball handle, adding these in here will be nice. You'll be able to move around a little bit. You're going to have the bronze quick first step, so nothing too flashy there, but you still have it. Unfortunately, you're only going to have bronze break starter on this build. If you're making a realistic type 80 build, I think obviously that would be a little bit higher, but in the game he has a 60 pass accuracy, so that's what we're working with here. And then for your tier 3s, you have unpluckable on silver maybe, but you'd have to put all your additional badge points in here to have that, so likely not going to be playing with your silver unpluckable with only having 10 playmaking badges here, but still plenty enough if you want to put some of these other ones for handling the ball and moving around. I think 10 will be solid on this build. Now moving down to the defense, kind of surprised me in a couple of these stats, and I'll show you here. He has a 94 interior defense. I'm going to put it at 85. As you know, with the testing that 2K Labs has done and things like that, an 85 interior defense to 99, there's not much of a difference there, so we're going to put that right at 85. The perimeter, he has an 80, and as you know, being 6'10", you're not going to be able to get clamps on this build, so we're going to put the perimeter at 70, which is still going to help out with your lateral quickness and getting around the court and guarding if you're playing like the 4 on this build or like a stretch center. You're still going to be able to do plenty on the outside guarding that position. Moving down to your steal, it's only going to be a 42. You're not going to have any interceptor on this build. Actually, let me take that back. There's no requirements. You can get bronze interceptor on this build even with a 42 steal. So you're not going to have anything too crazy with steal, but you will still have one. The main stat that kind of surprised me on this is he has an 86 block in the game. I thought that would be much higher. For this build though, as you can see, going from going to 86 gets you an extra badge point, but if we bump that up to 87, we will at least have access to the silver anchor. So for this build, we're going to bump his actual from 86 up to 87, so we can at least have access to that silver anchor. I think this would probably be higher, probably at least 93 if we were making a true 80 build, but hey, we're going with what's in the game, and that's what we have to work with. So 87, like I said, on the block. His offensive rebound is listed at an 80. We're going to go 81 on the offensive rebound. As you can see, that just gets you an extra badge point. So we'll go 81 on the offensive rebound. And then his defensive rebound is listed at 89. Again, you don't really gain anything going difference here. So in order to kind of get all the other stats that we need to get, we're going to bump that down to 88 on this particular build. So there you have it, 24 defensive badges. Again, like I said, I think the rebound could probably be 93, the block could probably be 93 on the defensive side of things, but we're working with what we got here. You still get solid, badges all around. Again, no requirements here, so you still, even with that low steal, get access to bronze glove and bronze interceptor. You get the silver post lockdown, Hall of Fame workhorse, and then you get the gold chase down and box out beast. Still get bronze challenger on this with having that 70 perimeter defense. So like I said, if you're contesting shots against a stretch or on the outside, you'll still be able to equip that badge. And then on the defensive tier 3s, you have your silver anchor, pogo, and rebound chaser, and then the bronze brick wall. So 24 defensive badges. Again, with your extra badge points, You know, if you're going to put one into your shooting to be able to get your tier 3s there, you know, you can put your extra ones on the defensive side of things here and really maximize all of those different badges. Moving down to the physicals, he has a 79 speed and a 78 acceleration. Again, you're a little bit limited on what we can do on the 2K side of things, so we're going to max out the acceleration at 72, and then we're going to bump the speed down to 72 as well. So, you know, as you know, the speed is just kind of moving around up and down the court, and with 72, there's really not that much of a difference than bumping that up to the 79, honestly. So we're going to leave that there so that we can get a couple of these other things here. 80 has listed a 92 strength. For this build, we put the weight up so that we could get the 86 strength, as you see down on the defensive side of things. I'll go back over here real quick. That gives you the gold brick wall. So I said bronze when we were going through it initially. When you put the strength up to 86, you do get access to the gold brick wall there. Down to the vertical, he has a 78 vertical. We're going to put it at 75 just because that combined with your 86 driving dunk and then the 90 standing dunk, we'll be able to unlock all of those contact dunk animations for you. And then lastly, stamina, his is listed at 97. We're going to put it up to 90, which is more than enough if you're creating a build to use in 2K. So there you have it. This is the Anthony Davis build. We used almost all of his exact stats. We moved a couple around by 1 or 2 points here and there, but 23 on the finishing, 14 on the shooting, 10 on the playmaking, and 24 on the defensive side of things. I think that's a really good representation of what an Anthony Davis build might look like. As far as your takeover options go, you get the playmaking take, you get rim take, you get the rebounding takeovers, and then the post takeovers. So if we were making an Anthony Davis type build, I think we would put paint intimidation, and then we might go over here and go into the post moves and put that in there. I think that would be a nice little setup for you. Is the build complete? Yes, it is. And then as you see, as we go into player comparisons, the very first one we get is Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, and then I'm going to butcher that dude's name, so the dude from the Hawks. But as you can see, we made a two-way interior finisher, and you know, he's pointing at Anthony Davis. He's like, yeah, that's me right here. So like I said, if you want the face scan, I'll leave a card for that for you here so that you can go check that out. I'll leave a link down in the description too if you want to go down there and check it out. But that's my Anthony Davis NBA 2K23 build, the two-way interior finisher. Appreciate you guys for sticking around. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, go check out some of the other content on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.